down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
What up, Savvy investors? This is your friend, Steve VanCauwenbergh. Hopefully you had a fabulous weekend. It is Monday. I'm getting back to the Big Money Monday, but, before I do all that, I'm in the middle of my own situation where I need to advertise my rentals more. And I was like, man, only way you make money is by renting out your units. Yep, that's you. You need to be renting out your units. So I threw together this podcast for Monday. I think that I'm going to grind it out even harder and break this down in a system. I feel like I need to go back to my staff, my property management people, and say, look, this is exactly how we get tenants. This is how you should be doing it. And so I'm going to do a quick overview. This is basically just to get the wheels rolling, and I'll break them all down, I think, in the future, especially by system. So that's my most important thing, by systems. Anyway, 8 ways you should be marketing your rental already, or you should have. You need to. This is a refresher. You are a real estate investor. You know what I'm talking about. You should already have, at least, if you have not done any of these, you should at least pick up some sort of a nugget. And what I need you to do too, if you like this episode and this was good for you and we need to do more of this, you need to text me and let me know so I can get back on it. Anyway, number 1, obvious is whatever, online. Yes, you have to get everything online. The millennials are moving extremely fast, and what I've found that, I'm not saying if you're a millennial, I'm not dogging you, but they like to watch videos. They don't want to read. They don't even want to be on email or text messages. So the first thing is you got to be all over online. You've got to have a presence online, like a social media, Facebook page for your business on top of whatever you're doing personally. Now, you need to post all your stuff online. Craigslist, if you got Section 8, there's Go Section 8. Now there's a new one out there called Social Serve. I may cover an episode on that. Trulia, Zillow, people, it's a standard. You got to get on it. And don't just dismay Craigslist. I know it's somewhat antiquated and not working, but you need to Google up your area as well. There are tons of state-specific websites to market your property in your state already. Now, let me tell you about the posting online. What I have found to be extremely benefit, and if you heard a podcast I did a while back on this lady threw up a house and within 2 weeks sold it. Well, Facebook is the bomb. We all know it. You know it. You're probably on it more than you should be on it, like everyone else in society. But this is how there's rental websites online, state, city specific. Also, there's for sale stuff online. You need to it depends on how big your operation is, but you should probably almost get ready to have a dedicated person on social media, finding, grinding, and posting your properties on there. So go to there's specific groups that are for rental or for sale. Stick your unit up there and get it going. So that's number 1, get online. Be somebody, get it done. Number 2, use social media to find tenants. So I just told you how to post them on there. Number 2, to find them. So you got to have a social media website, get it active, get it going, maybe even do videos of your units, which is what I'm in the process of doing, all of my units by video. Get a Twitter account. You would be surprised. People retweet. And finding tenants, you can see people talking about, I need a place to live, and you can get really engaged with people and get them to your property as soon as possible. Now, I'm older, you know this, but advertise in print media is still works. It's still specific. Now, it's expensive. Like, I'm amazed that these newspaper people don't see it coming. I haven't even seen a yellow book, a phone book in years, let alone a newspaper. But there are specific newspapers that are real niche or niche in your area. And if, for example, in Oklahoma City, we have an Air Force base and we have this newspaper called Tinker Takeoff. Everybody reads the Tinker Takeoff. School newspapers, another avenue to advertise, super cheap, $10. There's affluent newspapers in Oklahoma City. There's Nichols Hills paper. There's an Edmond paper. There's affluent information. They're pretty reasonable if you got a big unit you're trying to sell or a rent. That's the whole goal here. Find a niche paper. There's a weekly here in Oklahoma City called the Gazette. It's for the hipsters. It's been around. It's a very strong newspaper. It's a great source to advertise for sure your sale or for rental. Here's one I think you haven't thought about in a while, so I'd drop it like it's hot. Get on bulletin boards in your communities. I'm telling you, I used to do grocery stores. Right when you walk in, pretty much every grocery store has a bulletin board. Laundromats, churches. I volunteer on Thursday at WizKids. For some reason, that facility is hosted at a church. I throw up my flyer there all the time. You just don't know. Another place is Jimmy John's. I have an apartment building right near a Jimmy John's. I also put them up at the medical location, bus stops. You just never know. Print out a ghetto quick flyer and get it up there at all the bulletin boards possible. Number 5, list your property with a realtor. Now, I don't do that, obviously, but a friend of mine in Houston has about $1,600 rentals. All of his houses are about $175 and above, roughly around there. And he has found super duper success listing his units with a realtor. And it's just for rental. And of course, it's drawing a specific type of renter that has another realtor representing him. I don't know what the percentages are. I don't know what there's a flat fee, but it's definitely something that you need to look at. Another thing that you need to do is find tenants through word of mouth. Well, that's so simple. What do you mean, VanCauwenbergh, word of mouth? Yes. How do you do that? Well, what I do is anytime a vacancy goes available, I have an email blast to all my tenants that are all in all of my units, and I say, hey, you want $100 cash? Yeah, we all do. Well, refer us. Go to our website, okcapple.com, and look up a vacancy. And if you refer someone and let us know, you get $100. That really works. And it's something that I wouldn't build my whole empire on, my business on, but word of mouth works. You got to tell people that you have rentals. Even on my own personal webpage, I throw up rentals, throw up videos, whatever I have, and do it. Another thing, years ago, I've been doing this almost 20 years, used to throw out a real estate sign, right, out front for rent. Here's the deal. That necessarily is a target for theft, for vandalism. Hey, someone's not in there, for whatever. So another way would be just to put a for rent sign in the window up front. Now, a real small one, you can buy them at the dollar store or Walmart or Home Depot. It's a 12 by 12 little sign. You just stick into the window, put some details on there and your phone number. And then on top of that, you can post a little notice, so like a box or, on there, I would say, hey, in the mailbox, there's some flyers. Grab a flyer. It works. Now, it's not as obvious as putting a giant sign out. Now, out front saying, hey, come steal me. But you can also do directional signs around. So I have a generic bandit sign that says, for rent, OKC Apple Homes. And I'll put those on major streets, next to a bandit sign. Someone's trying to buy a house and they're trying to buy, they need to rent. It's the same concept. Now, I don't usually put it on the property. I put it on the corner on the busy road. So you can put a for rent sign and just put your website or your phone number and then pre-qualify them and not necessarily put the address. So I wouldn't put the address on it. I would just put it's for rent, call this number, and it should be your Google Voice. And so maybe I should break that down later. Number 8, the final, find tenants by offering incentives. Move-in incentives. Now, we have been testing this for a while, and where we just recently screwed up is I didn't communicate this properly to my staff. I was like, hey, $125 move-in. It worked. We found 2 good tenants that way, and then we found a ghetto tenant. Now, when someone moves in on an incentive, like $125 incentive, they still need to pay for a deposit or pay into or pay for over time. Now that 125 may move them in and they will pay out their deposit. So it's just kind of helping them, giving them a mini loan. But whatever you do, don't leave yourself exposed without a deposit. It's just foolish. And I'm already dealing with that. This property manager moved in a tenant for 125. They have no risk. They can walk away tomorrow. They can urinate everywhere and bounce the F out. Dude, don't do that. Make sure that they're clear, that you're clear on the front end. Hey, we're moving you in for $125 or whatever the incentive is. I'll give you one more incentive, but you will be paying out the deposit over time. Another one is a flat screen TV. It may seem expensive, $300, but let's just say you have $1,000 rental. It saves you, $300 is better than losing $1,000 as it's sitting there vacant. Hopefully this was good, but here's the thing. All these are awesome, right? But what I have found in general, I'm talking about hiring a contractor. I'm talking about talking to my homie. Nobody answers the effing freaking phone. Now, I get it, right? I don't answer the phone easy. You try to call me, but I usually respond. Now, text message respond. So if you have Google Voice, you could text message. But the thing is, you've got to jump on phone calls, man. I beat my people up. Look, when the phone rings, it's money raining. Phone rings, money is raining. And, of course, I incentivize my team and my staff, but you need to do the same. Dude, do not take a week to reply back to people. As soon as say if I'm in a meeting, or right now I'm on the radio show and someone calls me on a rental, which I don't do this anymore, but I'm just giving you an example. I'll see the call come in right now. I see my phone sitting there. Boom. As soon as it's done, I text them, hey, I'm sorry I missed your call. How can I help you? They reply back instantaneously. They all do. And they say, I'm looking for a rental. And then you text them, you send them right to the address. All the details should be on your website. Anyway, my name is Stephen VanCauwenbergh. Yep, you tuned into the Savvy Radio Show. Yep, it is Monday. Hopefully you're doing well. Holla back at your bizzle. Let me know what's going on. But all this, you got to market so you can buy more assets. So what you can do with those assets, make mailbox money, residual income. Yeah, that's what we're doing. This is why we're making sacrifices. This is why we read books. And then you can go back and give more, but give back to the others.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.